So we're live and the movie didn't start. That's fan-fucking-tastic. Hold on. Well, there you go. It's double impact. It's all new for 2026, which is in a couple days. But what did you think there? That was pretty weird. I told you I've been messing with the AI stuff and replacing faces on things, and I told you I've been goofing on it. Our old intro was 2 years old. My co-host Jericho Grin. What do you think here?
Well, it's crazy how good AI has become, because you could tell it's not like it's a little off. It's not exactly us, but the foundation is there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the puppies, playing with the
I
puppies.
like that. I like how I was just throwing in different movie genres, and I like, what about a kid's cartoon? So I let you be Jericho and his friendly friends, or whatever the hell it is.
I thought I was going to shoot one of them or something like that. But
that actually would have been funny. I can still edit it, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be
but
great.
yeah,
no, it's pretty cool. AI is a trip. It's going to be a blessing, and it cares.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to my wife about it. We take our exercise walks through the neighborhood every day, because we don't want to be fats. Spent enough time being a fat. No, thank you. And let's see. I think people think they know what AI is going to do, but like, I don't think people know what it's going to do. I'm trying to imagine a world where these algorithms, these large language models, these agents, these AI agents, they can do like anything, like a genie. You know what I mean? You could tell it, you don't need it to do your work. You don't need Microsoft Excel. Like, you just say, hey, I need a spreadsheet, blah, blah, blah. Anything, you know, I need to design a new drug for a new disease. Here's the blood sample, analyze. Like, you start thinking about what you can do with just data and algorithms. And if you have enough processing power, if something is possible, it can be figured out mathematically and scientifically. And eventually you reach a point where, and I remember thinking this when I was a little kid. I was like an elementary school kid. I was obsessed with Star Wars until I was obsessed with Ninja Turtles. But I was obsessed with like R2-D2, C-3PO, having a robot friend. And I thought, you know, there would be no like poverty or anything like that if we just had like a billion C-3POs. And they, you know, cut down trees, and they harvested food, and they did cattle ranching and electrical work and engineering, and they built cars, and they were, you know, maids in your home, just everything, right? We just have these artificial intelligent robots. And I think we're getting there. And I think it'll be in our lifetime. Isn't that a weird thing to think about?
But then what do we do?
Well, you want the fun answer, or you want the grim answer?
I go grim.
Okay. The grim answer is the elites that control things says, you know what? We don't need you guys around anymore. Adios, adios, adios. And then the few of them, a dozen, 100, 1,000,000, whatever the elites are, they rule like gods over their a couple slave people they'll keep around to be servants, and then their legions of billions of C-3PO robot AI. And they're just, this whole world is a playground for them. That's honestly what I think the evilest people at the top would want, that this earth is basically for them, you know.
Well, they would need some humans. They would need some of us left, you know, to fuck us and all that kind of stuff, because that's exactly what they can't fuck a robot. I mean, they probably would, but it's just not the same. So
right, and that's bad for you, dude, being so sexy that you are. That's horrible news for you.
I'm gonna come home to my fucking Jetsons house, all fucking tough day at the office, huh?
You're gonna get used like a hand towel, my friend.
Yeah, sit down real slow. But I think we need to get out of, because it's all we know now. It's as far as our imagination can go to a certain extent,
Right.
because it's all we know now. But it's not just fun stuff like this. It's not just
Goofing.
videos. Like AI can do some crazy shit, and my wife, she uses Chat GPT all the time.
Oh, is she still
So
talking to her little Chat GPT
yeah,
friend?
but she'll tell him, or it, whatever, yeah, do this. This is how I want it to sound. Read it to me. Blah blah blah. And it reads it. Hey, wait, pause. I'll be back. Okay, I'll be right here when you like. It's like I could
Yeah.
see someone having like lonely people forming relationships with them. Maybe you don't even have to be lonely to form a relationship with just this voice on your phone, but also how is that going to, and maybe we can see results of this now with children having, or the internet, not knowing is a thing of the past. You could not know if you want to, but you have to try not to know, because information is everywhere. You would have to like physically and intentionally, like, I'm not going to pick up my phone because all the answers are right there. But if it gets to a point where you can now just talk to your phone or talk to AI and have it write a report for you, make it sound like this, take that out, put this in, just, what the teacher gives you the curriculum. Here are all the points you need to hit in your report. And you just tell AI, make sure this, and this. Like, what is that going to do for learning? Are you just
Imagine I'll make an analogy. Analogies are not proof, but they're just to get you thinking. Imagine if we just had machines that moved our legs for us, or we're just like wheelchairs or hoverboards, and we just didn't use our legs. What happens to your muscles, your bones? It atrophies, right? So if you're using Grok and ChatGPT and all these things to do all your thinking for you, you can't even write a return email. Like, what's going to happen if you're not sharpening your skills and you're using them? I totally believe in using AI for grunt work, for, hey, look at this, organize this for me, read this contract for me and summarize this. Like, yeah, things that are just like busy work. But I think if your final work is going to be put out by AI, and things like YouTube thumbnails and YouTube intro videos notwithstanding, I don't think it's great. You know what I mean? If I'm selling Big Man Comics product, I'm not using AI to make the artwork for that. If I'm goofing around on YouTube with you, sure, yeah, I think it's funny to use stuff like that, but I'm not selling that per se. That's just like a silly intro where I turn this into video game characters. So I think, as a writer, right, I should wear a hat that says that, because I always say that as a writer, you can, I'll feed my writing to the AI and say, check the spelling, check the punctuation, do not change any of my phraseology. Because the first couple times I fed it my writing and said, hey, check my spelling and stuff, it rewrote something. It said, oh, well, I thought this was a little unclear, so I rephrase it. Like, no, motherfucker,
no,
I'm the
you
writer.
little shit.
So I tell it, like, listen,
Skynet.
jerk, do not change any of my phraseology or wording. I'm asking you to check the spelling and the punctuation. But it took the liberty of rewriting, and then I had to no, don't do that.
Oh, it's taking liberties.
Yeah, just like, oh, well, I thought it'd be a little better if, like, nobody fucking asked you, Mr.
Yeah, don't
Robot.
think, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you'll think what I tell you to think. Okay, if I want your opinion, I'll beat it out.
I'll give it to you.
Right.
Jeez Louise, man, that's crazy.
We're gonna get to Christmas in a minute. Everybody's here. I'm doing the show earlier. I think we're gonna just do it earlier, since we don't have that movie thing that we're gonna be doing anymore. I mean, we could do a movie if we feel like it ever. Me and Jericho, if we feel led to do that, we'll do it. But we just want to take a little pressure off ourselves and take a break. After 4 years of me doing movie review, I need a break from that. But so we're gonna do Freeform. We agreed, yeah, let's do it earlier. Let's get our East Coast peoples in, even though East Coast people are very snobby in the sports world. You ever notice that, Jericho, that they never talk about anyone from the Denver Broncos over to the West Coast? They get no love. They just Patriots, Yankees, Red Sox, Patriots, Yankees, Eagles. Like, enough already, East Coast. Jeez.
If Pat Mahomes did the same exact play that Brock Purdy did when he threw that pass to Kyle Juszczyk, when he juked 2 defenders and all that shit, they would be on their knees they would stuff his dick and his balls in their mouth all they could, and they would suck off Pat Mahomes until he did the next cool thing. But
I'll do my best, Chris Collinsworth. There he is, Patrick Mahomes, injured in the owner's box. He's leading this team by example, even though he's on the injured reserve.
Yeah, dude, they all suck off Pat Mahomes and a select few other quarterbacks, but it's all East Coast shit. I mean, Kansas City, I guess it's Midwest, but it's definitely east of here. The Chicago Bears, they got beat. They lost the game, but everybody's sucking off Caleb Williams. He lost. He lost.
But those are the major markets. That's where the money is.
It was a good loss. They said it was a good loss.
What are America's top 3 cities? When you think of America's top, let's say 5. And I'm not saying I like this, but this is just our top cities are New York, LA, San Francisco, Miami, and what's the other one?
DC.
Dallas?
Yeah, I mean DC, Chicago.
New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, Miami, right? That would be it, those 5? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Miami.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and they're all shiza holes. Actually, I don't know about Miami.
Never been to New York City. Don't plan. I might go. Actually, I might go a lot sooner rather than later. Never been to Miami. I came very close. I was in Disney World, and we drove to the coast, the Atlantic coast, but we didn't drive down to Miami because it would have been like 5 hours or whatever. Have I been to Chicago? Been to Chicago twice. I see no reason to go back. Been to San Francisco twice. That was 2 times too many. The area around it, Monterey and Santa Cruz, are beautiful. San Francisco itself, I can avoid. I don't need San Francisco.
San Francisco itself is pretty bad. I've been to all of them except Miami. Never been to Miami. Been to Florida too.
Miami. I hear there's a lot of Latina baddies in Miami, as it were.
I want to go to Key West. That's where I want to go. That's like America's Caribbean. I want to go there.
Key West. Never been there. Never been there.
No. Me neither. I want to.
Miami's nice, but finding a parking spot sucks. Miami's cool. You can walk around the streets at night in Miami because Dade County went red. Oh, my wife is on. She caught me saying Latina baddies. I feel like if I say Latina baddies alone, like I go in my room, go in my closet, shut the door, turn off all lights, I go, Latina baddies. My wife will just be like, what?
No, she'll appear next to you with a flashlight.
She'll be in the closet already with
the flashlight under her chin, like she's telling a ghost story. What'd you say?
I don't know why she would hate Latina baddies when she is one.
Que dijiste, puto? That's what she said.
Heather's getting ready to move to Minnesota and open a daycare. Well, Heather, you're kind of spoiling the show. That is something that Jericho and I were going to get to a little bit later, that we are, in fact, opening a double impact Minnesota Somalian daycare center. It will be run by our good friend Barney. We've already checked with our attorney, St. Bernard Sanders. So more info on that later.
You're going to see, and as the daycare goes on, you're going to see more and more rings on our fingers, a mink coat eventually, you know, some like Versace, Gucci sunglasses. I'm going to start having, I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to have somebody sitting here. I'm going to whisper to them what I want to say, and they're going to talk for me because I'm going to have that kind of money, because apparently it's a well there, and you just throw your bucket down and hoist it back up. Think full of money.
Think of your life. Everyone you know. Everyone, your parents, your relatives, your friends, most of you watching, you're probably middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class. You're probably middle class. You're working class. You're hard working people. Think of the late nights. Think of missing a kid's play at school. Think of when you were younger, living check and a check. Maybe even now it's check to check. I went to the effing store, and the Hebrew National hot dogs, they don't give you 8, they give you 6, and it's like $9 now. I didn't know that. Like, what the hell? Like, just the money. How hard you've worked. Come home, sore feet, work a double shift, work on the weekend. Don't have a day off for 2 weeks straight, blah, blah, blah. You know, Americans are workers. There's a lot of data that says we work more, harder, longer than anyone on earth. We take less vacations, less sick days. We suffer because we believe we can achieve something. And then these ungrateful pieces of shit who hate our country, hate our culture, and here illegally walk in and make more money than so many people like will ever make. And the worst part of it to me, and I'm not going to get mad, I'm going to stay calm, focus on my gratitude of what I do have. The worst part is Trump, Republicans, I love Trump, they're not going to do shit. This is now year 10 of the Trump era, where we discover Democrats are doing all this allegedly illegal shit, and no one gets in trouble. No one resigns. No one goes to jail. No one's indicted. Guys, just let it go, dude. It's not coming. They're going to get away with it forever. It's fine.
Well, they've cut off the child care funding to Minnesota.
Okay. Well, let me know when a high-ranking official is in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs. Otherwise, I don't want to fucking hear about it. If they arrest the low-level people, I don't care. What does that matter? They'll just replace the low-level with more low-level idiots. But the people in charge of it at the top, allegedly, they're gonna just keep doing it, dude. So
yeah, there need to be some governors, some Congress women, people like that, because and it's so blatant. You know, what's that guy's name?
yeah,
Nick Shirley. You know, you got this guy with a camera going and exposing all this
he's
shit.
clearly
So
a
it
racist.
can't be, but it can't be that hard.
Right.
It can't be that hard to expose it if a guy
Well,
and a young guy and an older guy with a camera can crack the case wide open.
Well, here's the thing about cracking the case and why it doesn't matter, though. There's a saying in engineering, if you're studying logic and engineering and all that, posawid. The purpose of a system is what it does. When you have a system that allows these people to allegedly, there you go, YouTube, allegedly do all this fraud and get all this money and all this stuff, and then get caught and then like not get in trouble, and then it goes on and on and on. And then the people who allegedly might be in charge, the masterminds in the top in the government and all the administration, they also don't seem to get in trouble and they benefit and they get a lot of money, allegedly. When that happens repeatedly for years or a decade or longer, that is not a flaw. That's not a bug. That's a feature. The system is designed that way. So what are you going to do about that? It's not like, oh, the police know, the Republicans know, the FBI knows, all the authorities know, and then just strangely these people, Jericho, owe the government some tax money. See if they find out, right?
Oh yeah, they're going to know.
You get a letter,
they're going to
and they won't arrest you. Probably they'll just say, hey, you can make payments, blah blah blah. Set up a website on irs.com, set up an account, and you can make monthly payments, and they'll work with you. But they know you owe them money, and they're going to get their money. And if you don't pay, they'll garnish and all that and punish you.
Yeah,
these people do all this stuff for decades, and Russia, and all this stuff that is, in my opinion, allegedly, illegal, and they just get away with it. No one gets arrested. No one gets in trouble. Weapons of mass destruction, all of it, just like this is how it is. Don't be black-pilled. Don't be upset. Don't be sad. Life is great. There's so many wonderful things. I just had one of the best Christmases I've ever had. Wonderful, loving time with my family. So good. Took some time off work. And I'm just going to focus on the positive, and the mess, the garbage, the horrible people. That's God's problem. It's not my problem. So, oh, I think I have a super chat I need to honor. Let me check on these, and then I want your feedback on me trying to not be blackpilled. Washington State has a zillion of these child care centers, no addresses. Jericho, we got to open some of these child care centers, dude. I'm telling you. Let's see. Jeez. Health and Human Services and Small Business Administration have cut the funding. We'll see. Nick Shirley had the camera, but the older gentleman had been researching it for 5 years. Yeah, well, call me when people are in prison forever, dude. That's all I care about. I don't care about, oh, did you see what Trump tweeted? He really burned the Democrats this time. What fucking good does that do me? And again, not just me, you, your mom, your dad, your cousins, your brother, your aunts, your uncles, siblings, everyone you know, your friends, your loved ones, exhausted, sweaty, sore feet, working. You look at that paycheck, all the taxes they take out, and this is what's happening to your tax money. Do you know what kind of taxes Jericho and I pay to live in California? You have any idea? You don't want to know. Okay? Yeah. You don't. They tax you for every effing thing in this state, and then they're just giving it away. And then also, allegedly, it's coming back to them. Let me look at this super chat, and then I want Jericho to apply the Cranberry Langers for $15. I'm a millionaire. Thank you, dude. Happy New Year, guys. Well, Happy New Year to you, friend. It's going to be a great one. I think it's going to I think we're pulling out of that cultural malaise that hurt things for years, the lockdown. And I think we are rounding a corner here. I'd like to think so. But the floor is yours, Jericho. What do you think of my rant of the last few minutes?
I mean, yeah, you don't want to get, down about it. You don't want it to affect your mood or, be in the back of your mind all the time or anything like that. But yeah, dude, it's fucking, that pisses me off. It's not so much the money. It is the money. That's for sure. It's not your money. You're stealing it from me. The sweat upon my brow was not for you. It was for me. It was for my countrymen. Whoever really needs it. That's who it was for. It wasn't for you. You shouldn't come to my country needing help. You should only come adding. You should come here giving to the system, not taking from the system, not pimping the system, not corrupting the system. But they can't do it without our help. But there's just a certain level of respect that you should have for a country that you come to. and
Right.
stealing from them is not very respectful. So that is another layer of it that really pisses me off.
Yeah, it's the
That
principle of the matter. I mean, the alleged monetary figures are astronomical and insane amounts of money allegedly stolen, fraud, whatever. But it doesn't matter if it was $1. It's the principle of the matter that's a giant middle finger into my face, into my wife's face, who was waiting tables pregnant with our first child while I was like working construction and working in warehouses, and we were dirt poor, but we were just the freaking hardest working people you're ever going to meet. And that's also you in my audience, you, Jericho. And you are we're like the hardest working people, Americans. We are, because we believe that our hard work will pay off. We believe that we'll be rewarded for it. So we work our asses off in this country because we know here in America, at least, you can allegedly be anything you want if you're willing to sweat, willing to bleed, if you're willing to. So I always have. And God has blessed me. We are tremendously successful now, me and my wife. But I remember the lean days. So it isn't about the amount of money, which is terrible. Dude, it's the principle of the matter. How dare you? And then also, how dare you to the good immigrants like my dad, who worked like 3 jobs forever. And it's just like super responsible, never been arrested, never been in any trouble. He's an immigrant. He's the naturalized citizen. Now he has citizenship. But, you know, how would you like to be an immigrant and you're good, and then people are looking at you sideways because these other jackasses?
Yeah, I know how that is with, you know, a certain type of Black folks that live in this country. You know, they definitely give the rest of us a bad name. But
wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, right. Like my dad one of his many sayings was, "They may be my color, but they ain't my kind." And
yeah, that's how I feel about Raider fans. And I'm not even I'm barely half Mexican. I'm like, ugh.
Well, it's also not only the financial fraud, but it like I said, it exposes the disrespect. It exposes how they behave in our country, and it exposes what they say about us and how they feel about us. And that's just not right. That doesn't sit with us very well, that you come here. And in a lot of cases, you're a quote unquote refugee. We saved you. You won the lottery. There are over 190 some countries in this world, and you landed on the best one. Like you hit the lottery. How dare you not be here and assimilate and become American? You can have your Somalian roots, but you're American now. You're here now.
Yeah, so, American is a thing, and we'll accept you in, and bring the good things from your culture. And then all the reasons why you had to leave your country and culture, leave that shit there because it was hurting you.
Leave that bullshit there. Don't bring Sharia law.
Don't bring it here.
We don't want that shit here. If we wanted Sharia law, we would have had it. We've had enough interactions with Arab countries. We would have adopted it by now if we wanted to. We don't want that bullshit. We don't want you coming over here, bringing your country with you, turning the cities and towns that you live in into the fucking disgusting little shithole you came from. And I wish Trump really did call countries like that shitholes, because he didn't. I heard it from someone who was in the room, and they said they might.
Was that when he called veterans suckers and losers too? It was right after he did that, right?
Yeah, right.
I love how the news just runs with that shit. Like someone's like, "Yeah, he said this." Like, I have no proof, no one recorded it, but credible sources told me. Okay.
The sitting presidents.
Wait, are you telling me the people who hate the president heard him say something?
Fuck out of here!
Wow.
What president would have anything negative to say about POWs?
I knew a veteran too. He was a comic book artist and a veteran, and he hated Trump. And he said, "I'm not a sucker and a loser. You're a sucker and a loser, Trump." And I didn't say anything to him because whatever, dude. But I just looked at his post online. I'm like, why would you believe it though?
Come on.
Like after the Trump era of 10 years, where it has just been Democrat fake news, lie after lie after the list is like 40 major things. They're just all straight up lies. And there's just total irrefutable proof that it's just lies. At this point, how, dude? How can you be that stupid? Like, I don't know, like whatever. Let me address this question from the chat. Michael Coulter wants to know, Gabe, how in the world were you working construction and you were poor? Because I had no experience working construction and I was just a laborer. So when you're a laborer, they hand you a hammer, and I still have it. I'll grab it and show it to you. I've shown it before. A guy from church said, "Hey man, you need a job," because I need a job. I needed a new job. I needed money. Things were tough, man. And it was 99. So I was 20. Yeah, I was 20 years old, 21 years old, whatever. Only been married like a year and a half, 2 years. And I got paid $10 an hour to swing a hammer and pull nails and hammer things. And it was really fun. I like construction. It's very manly. You're only with dudes. There's no women complaining if you're telling dirty jokes or messing around the way guys do. And you work real hard. So at the end of the day, you feel really accomplished. You know how it is if you're a guy, even if you've never worked construction or physical labor, fix something in your house. I fixed a sink the other day and I'm like, afterwards, you know what I mean? And I fixed this or fixed that. I tilled my whole yard a month ago, and you feel great. And construction, you did feel like that every day. The only problem is you will beat the shit out of your body if you do it for 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? So I got out of it after a short while and became a professional artist. But yeah, I made $10 an hour because I had no experience. I was a carpenter's apprentice. Now, if I'd stuck around, I would have made some real money, but I stuck around less than a year in construction. But I'll show you my framing hammer. I have it right here. So go ahead, Jericho. I'm grabbing my hammer. It's one of those I think it's a 16 or an 18 ounce waffle. It's got the waffle on it, right, for the traction. And it is a framing hammer. This is a giant hammer. This is a big old sucker. And it's this very hammer that I smashed this finger. I was putting a form. They put footings down. When you put a building up, you put some wooden planks on the sides, and then you pour a concrete foot so the wall doesn't tip over. So I'm putting the footing in. I'm hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering. And my boss, Carl, comes on and asks a question. And I just hammered this finger as hard as I could when I turned and looked at it. And I hit it so hard that it didn't hurt for like 3 seconds, and it was white. Yeah. And then because I guess I squished all the blood out, and then it turned red and purple, and blood started coming out of my nail, and then it started throbbing. Yeah. But I just wound up with my 19, 20-year-old strength and bang that finger as hard as I could. Oh God, that was not a great time.
The pain is real.
Yeah. Did you do stuff like that? Did you do construction? I know you went right into the military, but did you ever do like a physical job besides what you did in the military?
Oh yeah, I did construction. I did fucking pouring blacktop, landscaping. And just growing up, we had 10 acres. We had fucking animals. Yeah, I worked fucking hard as shit. And yeah, you do feel accomplished. You know, you stand there and look at, we'd build a pen or something like that, or whatever we did all day, split wood, and you look and it's all done. It's like getting dark, and you get in the house and mom has dinner ready. It's fucking awesome. And that's part of the American dream that we have. And that's part of the American dream that they are stealing by, first of all, breaking into our country, taking advantage of our generosity. Because America is not a place. It's not just a place. It's an ideal. It's an idea. It's a belief. It's in us. And I don't know if we pass it through osmosis or what, but it's just in us. And Americans are different. I was talking to my brother about this the other day on the phone, because he's been to, I think, almost every African country. I think a handful of them he hasn't been to. So he's been around, the real Africans where Black folks come from. Some would argue all people. But I was telling him, I said, I don't consider other races of dark-skinned people, Africans, Jamaicans, whatever the fuck. I said, I don't consider them Black. I said, to me, Black people are American Black folks, dark-skinned American people. Like, because it's not just a Black person, it's growing up in America. It's our experience. We have grown up in America, no matter what color you are, is a unique experience. There's nothing else like it. Even other countries, westernized countries, fucking England or something like that, or even Canada, our neighbor to the north, America's foreskin. They might have Christmas. They celebrate Christmas, or maybe on the same day, maybe around. Hello, Gabe. Hello, Santa. So they might celebrate it on Christmas or around Christmas and whatever the fuck, but it's not the same. And I'm sure other little British kids who get excited going to sleep Christmas Eve night and waking up and saying, yeah, but you guys don't have Home Alone, and you don't have Christmas Story, and you don't have It's a Wonderful Life. That's ours. That's American. Right. That's from our culture. That's our lives reflected on the screen. That's how we all felt. That's how every little boy felt about a BB gun or whatever toy you were fixated on that season, that you really, really wanted. And it's just unique to live it through the filter of America is unique. So for you to come here, we allow you into this special fraternity. We allow you into our family. You know, we allow you into the American family, and for us to walk in the room and you're stealing our shit, you're loading up your pockets with our shit, or you're disrespecting us, or you're blasting your fucking stupid sounds, knowing that that's not what we do here, and looking down your nose at us. I lived with African and Arab neighbors. They were professors and shit at the military installations teaching, DLI, Defense Language Institute, shit like that. And they would not let their kids play with my kids, or they wouldn't say hi, or, they would cross the street or like shoo their kids into the house and shit. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. If it wasn't for us, your kids would be playing inside a rusted out tank shell. Your kid would run in the house because he found a fucking unexploded howitzer round. And you have the nerve to look down your nose at us like you're better than us? Like you're better than me? That shit would piss me off so bad. So one of the things I would do, very petty, very immature, and I don't care. So we had this jump house. And on rainy days, my kids would jump on the jump house, and their cousins would come over and they jump in the jump house in the garage. It was just the right height to fit in the garage. I could inflate it, and then they would jump around in it, right? And sometimes I'd open the garage door, and the little Arab kids across the street would be looking like, oh, we want to come play. And we'd be having fun. The kids would be laughing, and we'd stop and have snacks and shit. I was like, fuck you guys. The nerve of you to come here to my country and to look down your nose at me like I'm something to worry about, like I'm not good enough.
I think it's an attitude problem. There's generally two types of people in the world when it comes to achievement and property rights. There are grateful people and there are resentful people. And I think the resentful people are always your leftists and your communists, and they have this, why does Jericho have that? He's not better than me. I should have that. I should have that house. I should have that car. He probably stole it, or his dad gave it to him, or racism, or whatever. It's always this outward view of the world that you're here, victim, and everything that happens or doesn't happen is controlled by the universe and others, and no personal agency, no personal responsibility. So they don't see that, well, you couldn't have earned anything, Jericho, because then that might make you better than me, and you're not better than me. So you must have been given what you were given, and so it doesn't matter if I take it from you because you didn't earn it. This is kind of like the mentality. They say you stole it, or you're a colonizer, or your dad, or you're white people, blah, blah, blah. And it's all this victim, passive aggressive, very immature, resentful bullshit. And then on the other hand, you have people who are grateful and aspirational, and they see a high achiever and go, how did you do that? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the same thing as him. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'll do the same goal as him, but yeah, I'm going to try. And I think that's a self-selecting group of who Americans were traditionally. And that is of every race. To come here from Europe or Asia or Africa or anywhere with just like the money in your pocket and the shirt on your back, to come here legally over the decades and say, I'm going to give it a go, I'm going to try. That takes a very brave person who thinks they can achieve something. To be given a free plane ticket, free food stamps, free cell phone, free everything from Biden in the last 4 years, and just said, hey, you're entitled to be here and take everything you want. That's not the same mind. That's not an achiever person. So it's a self-selecting group, and we made it stringent to come here, a self-selecting group of dreamers and bold, daring people. And that's why Americans typically have that personality. But we're diluting it by bringing in people that never would have made it through that filter, that were too stupid or chicken or whatever to leave their home and come here. Just imagine, my dad came here when he was, I think, 20 or something like that. He had very poor. He said when he was growing up, they had meat once a week. They're not going to have always, indoor plumbing or electricity all the time and things like that. Libya, he was born in the late 40s, my dad. It's a damn third world country. And it mostly still is today, And he dared to come here. And that's the kind of personality he has. And when he came here, he followed all the laws. He didn't make people not eat bacon just because he doesn't. He didn't try and push his stuff on everyone. And guess what he did? He owns like 6 houses and he rents them out. And he was independent, like a chef, like doing all kinds of catering and stuff. And he ran his own business and did his own thing because he had that bold, I can do it attitude. And guess what? His son, me, Gabriel, son of Abdul. Guess what I do? I run my own business. I have a bold personality. Yeah, it's genetic, dude. There's a lot of scientific research that shows personality is very genetic. So the people that were brave enough to come here, they have those personalities, and that goes for almost all of us. So when we're importing people that don't have that personality, we're diluting the American spirit.
Yep. And we live under that. We live under that American spirit. So we're only fucking ourselves. And coming here and turning, these neighborhoods. I saw it all the time on the east side of Salinas. All the illegals would come here. And it was, you cross over there. And if you were driving and somebody woke up and said, we're in Mexico, and you looked out the window, judging by all the stores and the people walking around and shit and what you hear when you get out of the car, you would think you were. And I just don't think, it's just not right. I'm not saying everybody has to put on a baseball hat and eat a slice of apple pie, but you better fucking become American. You can, of course, keep your ties to the old world, but you're in America now. So adopt our way of life or fucking take your ass back.
It's funny, the immigrants I know that came here legally and did it the right way, they really don't like illegal immigrants. Mm-hmm. And then that like goes double in the Mexican community. They really, because they're like, what the hell, dude? I waited in line. I played by the rules. I did this and paperwork. And, I had to live away from my wife for 4 years and bring her in eventually. And this motherfucker walks through the fence and then got all this free shit. Like, get the hell out of here, dude.
Yeah. So, you're not getting the people who would be embarrassed by that.
Right.
Who wouldn't want that handout.
Right.
Who would have a sense of shame.
Yeah, because where I live, there's lots of Mexican people. I live 20 miles from Mexico, but you'd be surprised with San Diego. You would think there'd be more Mexicans here. It's mostly white people in San Diego. Very few black people. I didn't realize that until just like a couple of years ago. I'm like, oh, that is true. I never see black people.
There's not a lot of black people in America.
Well, in the South, we never stop seeing them. But out here in the West Coast, it's so low, the population.
Well, black folks are concentrated in the South and then outside of that, big cities. Yeah. That's where you're going to find black folks. Outside of that, rural areas or smaller towns or cities, you're not really going to see a lot.
But even in San Diego, like if I see a black person at the store, I notice. Like that's how few is in San Diego. I don't know what the statistics are, but it's very, very low population. Mm-hmm. But you would think the Mexican population would be even higher in San Diego, but it just isn't. I think it's because this is a military town. You know what I mean? So I think over a quarter of the population is military. So like 25-30% of the people who live here are not even from here. And that's why the sports teams don't have a lot of support in San Diego. If you went to a Charger game when the Chargers used to be here, it was like a Denver Bronco home game. The stands would be orange. You go to a Red Sox game or whatever, it's like packed. Although now the Padres have the second best following in Major League Baseball. The only team that sells more tickets than the Padres is the Dodgers. So we got a good following for the one team we have left. No basketball, no hockey, no football.
Speaking of the military, something, because I used to live near Fort Ord, and you drive through there and stuff, cutting through, going to different towns and everything. And one thing you notice in a military neighborhood, it's a military neighborhood because every house has a different sports team flag hanging outside. It'll be like the Lions and then the Cardinals and then the Giants. You're like, what the fuck kind of neighborhood is this? But then you're like, oh, military. So all these people are from all over the countries because you're not going to, out here in California, there's no, it's California teams, Chargers, Raiders, Niners. You get some Broncos, you get some Seahawks, but that's pretty much, there isn't a pro team in Washington State. Oh, I mean, the Seahawks, yeah. And then, Oregon. Right. There's no pro teams in Oregon, right?
The Portland
pro football teams. No, pro football teams. No. But, you're going to get those kind of fans, but you're not going to see, a lot of Patriots fans out here, Bucks fans, some shit like that. But in the military neighborhoods, it's funny to see, every house has a different allegiance. But that's, another thing. It's in our Pledge of Allegiance. That's why we have a Pledge of Allegiance. You're part of us now. You fucking take up for us. If another country, if your home country, your native country were to go to war with America, you better side with America.
Right.
We're your family now.
It is weird, allegiance to where you live and this and that. Like, I'm a giant Denver Bronco fan. The first place Denver Broncos, the best team in the NFL, the number one ranked team in the entire league, AFC or NFC. The team with the best record, the Denver Broncos.
Okay,
People, I laugh. See, when you're a Denver Bronco fan, you're part of the elite club. You're part of the best fandom in sports, and I'll prove it to you.
no, you're not.
Oh, they absolutely are. People think, oh, Steelers have the best fans or Cal. No, they don't. The Broncos quite literally, statistically, have the best fans. Do you know what team has sold out the most home games in a row? The Denver Broncos have sold out every home game since 1970. They have over 100,000 people on the waiting list for season tickets. No team comes close to that. If you spend any time in Colorado, which I've spent about 16 years of my life there, what you'll quickly understand is the religion of the state of Colorado is Denver Broncos. 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, people wear orange and blue. There's Bronco hats. It's not during the season, not when they're hot and they're getting in the playoffs or they're going to the Super Bowl. It's all day, all week, all month, all year, every decade. It's Broncos 24 hours a day.
So that's all you guys have in Colorado.
No, they don't. No, they don't. It's
what the
one
fuck
of those,
else? What other team is in Colorado? The Nuggets?
The NBA champion Nuggets, who are like the best record in the league besides Oklahoma right now.
Yeah,
the best
recently.
player on earth,
Before you got that fucking Russian dude or wherever he's from, the Denver
Serbian.
Nuggets sucked ass.
Serbian. My point
Whatever.
is other teams have horrible things and they're not devoted. It is the best fan base. I'm just saying.
Because it's all you have.
I mean, Colorado is a beautiful place. Do you know that it has more days of sunshine than any other state in the nation?
That's
it does.
awesome.
More than San Diego, and we're very sunny here.
But
it's a very beautiful
that's the only thing you have as far as sports until very recently in Colorado. So
See,
of course you guys are going to be a fan of it.
Secretary, not sure. I prefer San Diego. I live here, but I'm telling
there you go. That's because they have nothing else.
But that just isn't true. If you spend any time there, it's one of the most beautiful states in the country. Again,
but sports wise, that's all you have. But
if your Colorado Avalanche right now have the best record this far into the season in the history of hockey. And the Colorado Avalanche have been a great team for the last 25 years.
How long have they been around?
For 25, 30 years.
That's nothing.
Years.
That's nothing to sports.
In that time, they've won 3 championships. That's more than a lot of teams can say.
Gabe, the Broncos have been there the longest, or have been doing well the longest, because you guys had your run.
Did you know?
90s.
Here's another one. Well, not the 90s, the 80s too. Did you know that the Denver Broncos were the winningest?
You got smashed in the Super Bowl.
The winningest sports team. Hold on. The winningest sports team in the entire world of all major sports leagues for over 30-something years straight. From the time Elway got there until Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl 10 years ago, no team had a better percentage of winning. Not the Patriots, not the Spurs, not Manchester
But you're only a big deal in Colorado. Like nobody, it's not an international or
fans.
I shouldn't say international. I say national.
With the wall. Sold out every game since 1970.
Because that's all you have. That's like saying your cabinets are full of cans of Spam, and you're like, dude, we love Spam.
Not all they have.
We all eat Spam because it's all you have.
But it isn't. That's based on nothing. What do you all you have?
The Avalanche are fucking late to the party. It's a 25-year-old franchise. That's young. That's a baby.
About hockey. I don't like hockey. I think
I'm just saying it's a major sport. It's a professional sports franchise in the state of Colorado. Then you have the fucking Nuggets, who were nothing until you got that fucking Serbian or Eastern European.
The Nuggets were good with Carmelo Anthony like 15 years ago. They made the playoffs many years in a row.
They were They were with Carmelo Anthony. No championships. The Denver Broncos is it. That's your only draw. Is the Denver Broncos.
That doesn't diminish what they've done.
No, it doesn't. But as far as all the sold out games, because that's it. There's nowhere else to go.
Did you know until Peyton Manning, with the Peyton Manning Super Bowl 10 years ago, Denver Broncos had more Super Bowl appearances than they had losing seasons. That's a good team. They got to the Super Bowl more often than they lost over 50% of their games.
But they lost when they got to the Super Bowl.
No, they had 3 rings. That's good.
That in the 90s, the late 90s, and then one with Peyton Manning.
Right, that's good.
But any other time you went to the Super Bowl, you guys got stomped out.
Yes, any other time besides the time you won, you lost.
No. Not beat. You didn't just lose. You guys got fucked up. I remember my 49ers, 1989.
You don't
55 to 10. That was the first one I got. I was 8 years old. It was the first Super Bowl I
watched. 8-year-olds don't watch the Super Bowl.
I sat down and watched the Super Bowl when I was 8 going on 9. Yes, I did. That was the first one I watched, and I watched a curb stomping. I watched the 49ers put the Denver Broncos' mouth on the curb and then stomp on the back of their head.
The first one I ever saw was the Niners beat the Bengals in like 89 or 90. Remember that the Niners beat the Cincinnati Bears? Boomer Esiason.
It must have been 90 because we beat you guys in 89.
Okay, it was 90. And then the first one I actually sat down and watched was the next one where the Giants beat the Bills on the missed field goal. That was 90 season, 91 Super Bowl. That was the first. And then I think I've watched every Super Bowl since that 91 Giants.
So you were 10.
Bengals one, I only watched the end of it. Yeah. You know, the funny thing, I always loved football and I played street football forever, but I didn't watch football until really like I was like a freshman in high school. Do you know when I was a freshman in high school, I didn't know which was the offensive line and which was the defensive line? I thought my logic was defensive line is defending the quarterback. That's what I thought. And then my friend told me, no, it's the other way around. So
quite the opposite.
Yeah, I think I was a freshman in high school when I found that out. But then I went on to play high school. We won 2 championships, and I coached high school football forever, or Pop Warner forever, and I learned everything about football. So there you go. Let's see. The Lakers beat the Supersonics.
What was
the
that?
Lakers?
The Ice Cube. Today was a good day.
Right.
The Lakers beat the Supersonics.
There are no Seattle Supersonics. You know what I think has worked out quite well? They said for years, for those of you that young, you don't know, Las Vegas never had pro sports teams.
Nope.
Because there was always this weird thing like, well, if the players live in Vegas, they're going to gamble or something on the games. Today's show brought to you by FanDuel, by the way. But the Vegas Raiders and then the Oakland Athletics are going to go to Vegas. And then you got the Las Vegas Knights hockey team. They already won a championship. Again, I don't like hockey. But they're going to get a basketball team, aren't they? And I think it's going to come from Oakland again or that area or Sacramento. I think the Kings are going to end up in Vegas. And that's awesome. I went to the game. I showed you guys like 3 weeks ago with my son.
The Sacramento Kings or the
Sacramento Kings? Sacramento Kings. No, because they already have the Knights hockey team. But I think the Kings basketball team, which is just a bad team and they never win and like whatever, they're not drawing enough fans. I think they'll end up taking them. So that means they're going to take 3 teams from the Bay Area: the Raiders, the Athletics in baseball, and the Kings. I think they'll all end up in Vegas, and it's great. Sports in Vegas is great. I've been to the Raider games. I've been to that stadium twice. Been to a lot of UFC fights, and it's awesome to go there for a trip like that. So Oakland is rough. I've never been to Oakland. I've never heard anything good about Oakland. I've heard it is horrific. Crazy. Is all I've heard. So
if you stay like Jack London Square and shit, where all the businesses and stuff like that, yeah, you'll be cool. But you start drifting off in the neighborhoods like East 14th Street and shit like that, nah, man, you're in fucking trouble. Don't go to Oakland. I got a friend of mine who's born and raised in Oakland. And he don't even like to go to Oakland. Stay the fuck out of there. Don't go there for any reason unless you're like rescuing a loved one or some shit. Don't do that. Oakland is off the fucking charts. No way.
Raiders got to get their shit together. Too much history. Yeah. You know, the Raiders lost the 2003 Super Bowl to the Buccaneers. Brad Johnson, Warren Sapp, Mike Allstott, all the great Buccaneers. And the Raiders have not been good since.
Well, because the Buccaneers had their coach.
Right. The Bucs had Gruden.
Fucking coach.
Right. But
Gruden.
But and I remember that the Charger or the Raiders center, the Super Bowl, it was the last Super Bowl in San Diego. San Diego used to always get the Super Bowl, but it was the last one here. And the Chargers, the Raiders center, like went to Tijuana the night before the Super Bowl, and I think he like got high or drunk or drugged allegedly, and then he got like arrested that night, and he didn't play in the game. Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about football, that's the captain of the O-line. He's directing the offense. He's making the calls on the linebacker and the safety and all the blocking schemes. And there's this rhythm that he has with the quarterback of how he snaps it between his legs, and then you can get fumbles. And the Raiders got destroyed. Rich Gannon and those guys, they got destroyed in that game.
They got fucked up.
And that was the night I remember immediately after the Super Bowl, and I know it's on ABC television. And here's how I know. Jimmy Kimmel debuted right after the Super Bowl. That was his first show as a Tonight host, and one of his guests was Warren Sapp from the winning team. Raiders should not.
They
have
got
won.
their asses beat.
Yeah, are you
Sure
a
did.
big Jimmy Kimmel guy?
The old Jimmy Kimmel, Man Show Jimmy Kimmel. Now he's just a crying pussy.
Ramdog wants me to show the Nicolas Cage man. No, I can't show copyrighted work, or else they screw with you on YouTube. I can't.
Yeah, I saw that. That shit looks weird.
Barrett Robbins, that was the guy who was the Raiders center. I keep wanting to say the Chargers center so bad. The Chiefs are leaving Kansas City. Yeah, you know what bothers me about the Kansas City Chiefs? They're not in Kansas. They're in Missouri. That shouldn't be allowed. Why is the city of Kansas straddle the border of Kansas State and Missouri State? Why? It's called Kansas. It should only, I don't know. I didn't even know that. I didn't know the Chiefs were in Missouri until like 10 years ago. I thought they were only in Kansas.
The Queefs.
What the hell was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Was that at your place? Because it just came out of my speaker.
I don't know.
Holy shit. That was weird. Let's see. Some guys from Oakland, he hasn't watched the NFL since they abandoned us. Well, anyway, that's enough hot sports talk. I want to talk about Christmas. Tell me about your Christmas. Tell me about your family. Did you get any good gifts? What did you get your wife? How did it all go? I had a great time, but I want to hear about yours first.
It was great. It was just my wife and kids for like Christmas morning. We had a couple of family members come over later. We had my son got a new scooter. My daughter got her new phone. So they were all about that. My son's been riding all over the fucking neighborhood on it. Mom, you need anything delivered? So they had a great time. I got a pizza oven for my birthday. So I put it together and we had wood-fired pizza for dinner. That was cool. That might be our new Christmas tradition for dinner.
You're making the dough and everything from scratch?
Not this time. My daughter got me a recipe book, and of course, there's all these different doughs you can make. So we'll perfect one. But to save time, I bought some. I found some pretty good dough to buy that was pre-made. It was fucking awesome. But no, man, it was good. I had wood-fired pizza for dinner. It was great. We just chilled, kind of hung out with each other. It was fun.
Did you watch a movie?
Yeah. Which one did we watch? We watched It's a Wonderful Life. And then, you kind of have the movies on in the background while you're visiting, Home Alone, Christmas Story.
Did your kids like It's a Wonderful Life? Because you said you think they had.
My son, no. Right. But he's only 9. Right. I don't expect him to know. I didn't like it until I was an adult. But my daughter liked it.
Okay.
Of course, my wife did. But no, my son, I didn't expect him to. I just had to kind of, plant the seed. That's all.
Okay. We had a great one. Big Baby woke everyone up around 7 because she finally understands Christmas. She kept asking when Christmas is coming. Is the Grinch coming? If the Grinch comes, are you stronger than him? She asked me that a few times.
Well, he's scary.
He told me that if the Grinch came to our house, she would punch him in the belly and he would run away crying. That's what she did tell me. So I said, good. I said, you don't have to worry. I'm plenty strong. I'll mess the Grinch up. Don't worry.
Take that, fool.
Yeah, I'll bust that guy. I got my wife a drum kit. She's always wanted to play the drums. She told me this when we were young. And she played the drums like in middle school, like for a semester in the band. And they didn't have any money. They were dirt poor, living on the Indian reservation, this and that. And I was racking my brain what to get her. And like a month ago or so, I realized I'll get her a drum kit. And then I helped her assemble it. She really, really likes it. And I heard her playing. And I'm like, oh, wow. She already like picking up the first lesson. And it came with some online lessons and this and that and all the equipment and all the stuff. And the seeds and everything, and she loves it. So it was an A+ gift. And I told her when I ordered it, I said, you have no idea what I got you, because we haven't mentioned her and the drums in years. It never comes up, but I remember her mentioning it a few times years ago. And she says, I know. I said, you do not know what I got you. You have no idea. You have no idea what I got you. And there was this big box in the garage, but I taped over everywhere. They said drums on it. And I said, okay, you think you know what I got? You write it down on a sheet of paper. This is like a month ago. Write it down. And then after you open it, show me the paper. She fucking knew I got her a drum kit somehow. No idea how she did.
You can feel it.
I guess we're that close. We're that in love. We're that in synergy. But she knew. I got great gifts too. Some awesome Disney art books. What did I get? I got some really good stuff. Everyone got great things. I got a Bo Nix authentic NFL Broncos jersey. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And I got a new Nuggets hat. That's right. That is right. Yeah. So no, it was a great time. We had Christmas at home. Big baby loved opening presents. Everyone had a good time. We had a lot of amazing food. Then we went over to my sister-in-law's boyfriend's house. He's got a pretty decent sized house. So all the people were there. All the Mexicans were there. It's probably about 30, 40 people, and there was a lot of food. It's a good time. And then me and my son did an Irish goodbye. We just kind of snuck out and came home and watched the Bronco game here alone. So didn't want to watch it with everyone else. Just wanted to chill. And
no, man, you gotta be focused.
It's funny. My son is like me. Like, we're not shy. As you can tell, I'm not shy at all. But like when I'm around a lot of people, maybe there's a lot of people this way, but I know I'm this way. When I'm around like a party or like people, after a while, it's like, okay, that's enough. I gotta go. Like I need to, like, that's nothing against any of you personally, but like I gotta go. I like to be alone. Or just really low key sometimes. So there's something about that big party atmosphere where when I'm done, I gotta skedaddle. That's enough. So
yeah, I'm the same way. It's time to go home. It's time to go.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person, like, if we're, a few hours from home, I'd be like, hey, we can go now. You guys can fall asleep in the car. I'll fucking drive home right now.
Right. Yeah. I've heard part of getting older is like when things get canceled, you're not that upset.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. You're almost hoping they do. Oh,
right.
Then wow, really? Oh, too bad.
Oh, we're not going to go to your sister's for the big dinner? Oh, man.
Oh, man. Next time.
Oh, yeah. Maybe next time. Yeah.
Oh, well, they turn around, you're already in pajamas. Oh, cool.
You're already microwaving something to eat.
Yeah. What's that? Huh? I'm in the kitchen.
You know what was great too? At the Christmas party at the sister-in-law's boyfriend's house, the food was good. Everyone made good food. My wife and I were in charge of bringing the beef roast. You don't want to be the guy that makes a tough, leathery roast. And we did not buy an expensive piece of meat. We bought top round because we're good cooks. And we're like, okay, this is cheap meat, but it's some of the most flavorful on the cow, but you better brine it and braise it and all that correctly. And dude, if we didn't nail it, this thing was dripping juices. It was tender. It was super flavorful. We brined it overnight. And when I was going to carve it, right? And I start carving, I'm like, oh God, if this thing is gray inside, I'm going to be so embarrassed. I was ready to drive to KFC and buy a bunch of chicken and stuff if my roast sucked. But my wife killed it on the roast. So you can make good roast out of cheap meat. You got to apply a lot of technique, though. A lot of technique when we did it. So
gotta know what you're doing.
Right. So Christmas was a success. I talked to my dad. I talked to my brother. I talked to my mom. I didn't get to hang out with them this Christmas, unfortunately. But that made me a little sad. But what are you going to do? Just circumstance. But New Year's, what do you do in New Year's Eve? You got plans or not?
Like New Year, new me, first of all.
I like this comment. You're talking too much on a talk show.
What the fuck are we supposed to do? You just want to see us?
It's a free show, bro.
Stare at each other.
It's a free. Just stare into each other's eyes.
It's a staring contest podcast,
right?
We do it East Coast style.
What's that mean?
9 o'clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. East Coast New Year's.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't feel phony to you?
I'm not tripping because my daughter, she's not gonna stay up about 10 o'clock, 10:30. She's like, I'm tired. My son, 9:30. Dad, can I go to bed? So there's no reason for my wife and I to stay up that late anymore.
Really?
Nah, 9 o'clock. We're fucking.
Oh, I have to stay up till midnight.
Nah,
I have to.
I might just stay up by happenstance, but not like, oh, I'm gonna.
I kind of don't know what to do those last hours. I don't like that, like Dick Clark's New Year Rockin' Eve or whatever bullshit they put on the TV. But I don't want to watch a movie and then like, oh, I gotta pause the middle of the Dark Night so I can 3, 2, 1. I've never kind of known what to do that last hour or two. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke, so I'm not gonna party.
You could start this year. New year, try new things. Try drinking and drugs.
Well, Chrome has the question of the year. I think as 2025 comes to a close, what did we learn from 2025? What did we learn?
See, that's another thing. Not only is that sign misspelled, but it's just they don't give a fuck. You misspelled it. You misspelled learning on a sign for a learning center.
Right.
You know, and that also tells me that there are not enough English speakers around there because nobody said, hey, man, you forgot the N in learning. So that means there are a bunch of Somali illegals who don't give a fuck about learning English or reading English or assimilating. That's probably the scariest place to be driving your vehicle because they don't give a fuck. I'm sure they can't read the signs. Who knows how they even got their license? But that just tells me no one around there is fearful of being kicked out of the country. No one's scared of being deported. No one gives a fuck about America because I don't know how many people walk past that sign and say, hey, aren't they missing an N? Nobody in the building, in the learning center said, hey, man, you know, it's like I run a spelling camp and I left an L out of spelling. Well, what the fuck? So it's absolutely disgusting. I hope something is fucking done about it.
But why would you even bother hoping at this point? And I don't mean to be black-pilled because I'm glass half full. I'm grateful to God for my life. I have an amazing life. But after the last 10 years of Trump pulling the curtain back on the deep state, the globalists, all the corruption that just goes on, why would you have any, and I'm not trying to mock you or disagree with you, but why would you even believe that anything would be done? I don't. And it's not like this corruption started. Trump just pulled the curtain back to show you what's been going on for all of mankind, basically, but more so with the big complex governments we can have now with technology. You couldn't have governments this big in the old days. But now that you can have a bigger government, you can just have bigger corruption. But my assumption is everything is corrupt until proven otherwise. I don't give them the benefit of the doubt on anything, and I don't think they'll ever do anything to make it right. I don't think they will. I really don't. I sincerely believe they will not do anything to make it right. You do, though? You really think if he allegedly is guilty, you really think you'll see Tim Walz in handcuffs in prison? Because I don't think I'll ever see something like that.
Anything's possible. I think if we do,
it'll have to Kevin Garnett.
How does Kevin Garnett say?
You don't remember when the Celtics won the championship like 2008? Anything is possible. You don't remember? No. At the time, Adidas had a slogan, impossible is nothing, right? It was going on all their shoe commercials during the NBA finals. And I think he wore Adidas. And someone told me, oh, he was supposed to say that after they won. Impossible is nothing. But he screwed up and said, anything is possible, which is also a good phrase. But I was told the lore of that is that he got the slogan wrong. Anyway.
That probably cost him. I know. I think if anything is going to happen, it's definitely going to happen. Well, it depends. If Vance doesn't get the 2028 presidency, then it'll have to be done before Trump gets out of office. But if we have that time, I mean, I want it to be done tomorrow. But if Vance is in after, and I don't know. I think Vance, if he feels like somebody who would do something more than Trump would. Maybe it's his youth. Maybe it's just the way he talks. I don't know. Vance just strikes me as, not a lot of bullshit in him and somebody who wants to get shit done. But
Trump is not a lot of bullshit and the guy that wants to get done. And look at the machinery of the globalist deep state. Even a guy like Trump, I know he's trying his ass off, and it just seems like not enough changes, Here in California, where you live as well, Jericho, there's a new law that's going into effect like January 1st, and we have a year to comply. Listen to this stupidity. You're not allowed to have any plants or anything flammable within a 5-foot radius of your home. Think about that for a minute. Think about the bushes, the trees, the garden.
There's bushes right outside my kid's window.
Yeah, people put bushes outside the window for safety, security reasons. That's why you put bushes outside of a window, so weirdos can't walk right up to your window. That's what they're for. Like, that's one of the functions that bushes have outside. And in California, they want you to remove anything flammable within 5 feet of your house. Does that mean like wooden pergolas and awnings have to go and you have to install metal ones?
Fucking trees.
Yeah, it's and like gardens and like what are we talking about? But like that's just the kind of stuff that goes on and no one does anything about it. And it's just like little quality of life things like that suck. I don't know.
So stupid. For what?
Well, I've told you this before. The leftists, the resentment people. Why do you have that? Why does Elon have money? Why does Gabe get to publish comics? Why does Jericho have 300,000 subs? These people, it's not about changing stuff. It's about ruining stuff. When they go make like super illegal immigrant, gay, disabled Batman instead of the traditional Batman, it's not because they like gay, disabled, illegal immigrants and they want to champion those people. It's about ruining the one that exists by taking it away. See, they don't like tofu. They don't like you enjoying steak. They resent your happiness. They don't like tofu either. Nobody does more than steak. Nobody likes it more than a steak.
No fucking buddy.
They just want to know. They take so much glee in knowing that you don't have your steak anymore, that we ruined Batman, that we chopped the trees down around your house. They love this. It's satanic, man. It's evil. It's really evil.
That's weird.
They just love hurting people. It's really disgusting. So, let's see. How many? It's delivery vague. How many people have fences to butter? Yeah, I have wooden fences on my property. What I gotta cut? I gotta get rid of those and get metal fences now. Who's gonna pay for that?
Yeah, who's gonna pay to get them removed? Who's gonna buy the fencing supplies? Why?
I have a beautiful dog-eared redwood fence gate that I built by hand in my driveway and hung it up because the old gate on that side of my house was rotten. It was probably like 30, 40-year-old wood. It was rotten. When I moved in, it was falling apart. And I built it. I took the care and I took the time. It's a hand-built thing. I put the latches. I put the hinges. I built that. You gonna tell me I have to tear that down and put a metal one in? For how much is a metal gate, dude? Like $1,000?
And the time.
The one I built by hand out of wood, it was less than $100 in materials. It's just wood, right? It was pressure treated redwood or whatever. And I got my tools and I got my saw and I got my driver bit and my drill bit and all my stuff. And I take pride every time I open that gate. I'm like, yeah, I built this. It's nice.
Well, enjoy. Old Gavin's coming to fucking take it away for nothing. Ugh. For nothing.
Right. And they say they'll have fun. You know what else we have in San Diego? And I don't know if we have it throughout the whole state. There's a job that pays over $70,000 a year, full benefits because it's a government job, called a lid lifter, Jericho.
Lid on a toilet?
No. Well, that'd be better than what they're doing. The lid lifters go to every house in San Diego at least once a year and lift your trash can lid to make sure recycling's in the recycling and the trash is the trash. This is a job. This is a job. This is a real job in California. I don't know if it's statewide. I know in San Diego we have them now. Lid lifters.
Hey, in case you wondered what happened to the little fucking teacher's pet nerds you went to school with, well, they're still doing the same thing.
You need to put this cardboard in the other one because
I'd love to see some people. Hey, what the fuck are you doing in my trash can? Lid lifter for the city. You better lift your ass the fuck out of my driveway, you piece of shit. Let your dog out.
I don't know. Like we have other weird things in California too. Like you can't put a chimney in your house, right?
But isn't that trespassing? Isn't that trespassing to walk up my driveway? And that's why I keep my trash can.
Your trash can, you put it out on trash day. Now it's in the street.
Oh, they come on trash day.
Yeah, they're going to go on trash day. They're not going to go on your property because, yeah, it's on your property. Well, but once you put it in the gutter for the trash truck to pick it up, there you go. So, I don't know.
Shit.
I thought you said lip lifters. Yeah.
I'm a lid lifter. Come lift this. Come over and lift this.
Come lift these nuts.
Come lift this scrotum.
Oh, geez.
Ridiculous, man. Come on. That's just like back in the day, California had a hotline for you to call if somebody you knew had out-of-state plates and they lived here now, but they weren't registering their vehicle here because where they were before was cheaper.
Who would call?
Exactly. Who's lifting lids? Who is calling that number?
Craziest thing? I read the article about the lid lifters and it said that there was no fine at first, like for up to like a year or two. They'll just give you a warning.
This we'll let you go for now. But if I come back and lift your lid,
If I come back,
if I find a soda can in your trash.
Well, see, but what are you supposed to do? Okay, so you order a pizza, you get a pizza box, and it's cardboard, recyclable, but it's covered in pizza grease and cheese, not recyclable.
You separate it.
This question has been answered. San Diego, or maybe the state of California, I know they gave you a dirty recyclables container to put out there.
Stop. Another container?
But here's the problem, Jericho. It was the size of a toaster. It was a little plastic bucket. What am I supposed to put in there?
To the amount of dirty recycling you can generate per week?
What am I supposed to put in there? A paper plate or a dirty napkin with a booger in it? What are we doing?
Who used up our one spot in the dirty recycling for the week? We can only put one thing in there per week. Dude, come on. Who makes up these rules? Who makes up these rules? The only thing worse than the rule.
You know exactly. An ugly woman.
Dude,
that's who does stuff like this.
Some fat,
I saw a fascinating zoological study about like primates. I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar to you in the human realm. I don't know if it was bonobos, chimps, orangutan. I don't know, but it was primates. The females that were kind of ostracized from the pack, from the group, and they didn't get, mating and they didn't have babies.
Damn.
The females, they would show through study, would try and cause division and trouble and mess things up for the group. The females that were not chosen by the males would try to ruin things for the rest of the tribe of chimps. Does that remind you of anything, Jericho?
Yeah, females.
Huh, interesting.
That's what it reminds me of.
Interesting.
Jeez. You gotta be a pretty ugly monkey if none of the male monkeys want to bang you.
Yeah, monkeys are ugly as fuck. Monkeys are already brutally ugly.
Or
how ugly do you have to be to not get picked by the other monkey?
No, what's even worse is if they're not an ugly monkey, but they're such a bitch monkey that none of the monkeys want to fuck them. They're such a fucking bitch.
Just a nagging, complaining monkey.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I can't.
All right. I'm going to type into Grok Imagine a sexy orang. And you better not make anything dirty. I'm being joking.
It's going to be Michelle Obama.
Okay. Don't say that. She's so bad. I wrote sexy orangutan and it didn't give me anything.
It just former first lady.
Gave me regular orangutan. Okay. Well, I'll say an ugly orangutan then. I said orangutan.
Now you're going to get.
I said orangutan until I was like 28 years old. I didn't know it was orangutan.
Yeah.
Orangutan. That's just like comes off the tongue better, right?
Now you're going to get Ilhan Omar's picture.
Okay. Ugly orangutan.
It's
nothing. It's just the same one. It's the same result. I'll show you. We can play with the image generator if you'd like, though. If you'd like. Hold on. Share screen. Share screen. Entire screen. Okay. So here was my results for sexy orangutan up here. And ugly orangutan. It's
hot.
The same one. Okay.
It's a hot bitch.
Well, never mind then. Grok didn't want to play. Oh, goodness. So what's coming up for you, man? Anything? What are your do you do New Year's resolutions? Do you do that? I don't.
No,
I don't really.
That's for chicks. That's right. On the same shelf as karma and fucking my sign, and I'm so like.
That's right up there with live, laugh, love, and good vibes.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I don't believe in that bullshit. I believe if you're gonna do it, you're not gonna wait till a certain day. You're just gonna do it. So no, I don't believe in that bullshit. And even if you do, keep it to yourself. Don't tell anybody.
Right.
Don't fucking tell anybody that shit.
Yeah, what's with people like needing to be private and going fully public? Russell Wilson, quarterback for the New York Giants, very cringy.
Mr. Unlimited.
He's one of the most cringy people on earth.
He is cringe.
Oh, he's the most insincere, validation-seeking, nice guy I've ever seen. But can't stand the guy. And he almost destroyed the Denver Broncos franchise, by the way. But we'll get into that some other time. But he's on the bench. He doesn't play. Everybody hates him. And then he was like, he tweeted out, got to go silent and work hard. Got to go monk mode. Got to go ghost and work. And it's like, if you were really going silent, would you tweet to millions of people?
No, you just go silent, right?
Right. So
Going silent in 3, 2.
Hey, everybody, I'm going silent, everyone, just so everyone knows. Not
Let's
talking
go.
to any of you for a while.
The best way to go silent is just to go silent. That's the best way to do it, Russ. Dude, where I lost respect for Russell Wilson. I mean, he came in the league with the Seahawks. He was our quarterback for years, so I fucking hated Russell Wilson for a long time. You know, on a sports level.
Right.
But I lost respect for him as a human being once I saw his wife, Sierra, going out in public dressed like a whore. And he's standing there next to her holding her hand like, yeah. I'm like, nah, dude, you're a bitch. You don't let your wife go out showing everything but her fucking birth canal to the world. So that's why I lost respect for old Mr. Unlimited.
I agree.
Dude.
I agree. I've told my wife she's not allowed to wear a bikini at the beach. And I love saying that in public because I know how it makes feminists feel. And it's true. And you could ask my wife. She'll tell you it's true. And she doesn't want to anyway. She's not that way. My wife has social media. I don't think she's ever posted. She's not a needy whore.
But that's your bra and underwear.
Right.
Like that's not, my wife is not wearing that. No, it's certain things are, what's that James Bond movie, For Your Eyes Only?
Right.
You know, that's how it is, and that's how it's gonna be.
That's how it is. Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be.
Now, what would you do if your wife wanted to fight you on that, though?
Nah. I wouldn't budge. There's no fucking fight. It ain't happening. No fucking way.
Right.
No. Fight all you want. That shit is not fucking happening. And if she's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it anyway, fine. Then we're gonna have a real fucking problem when you get back. Like a real problem, because it's beyond the clothing. It's a respect issue. And as the man, you know, the head of the household, that's it.
That's how it is. That's how it be, ladies. Joe Pettis. I don't know what is that. What is the difference between a feminist and a hockey player? Well, let us all know. I'll put the drum roll.
Hockey player has more teeth. Dude, you got little sound effects and shit on StreamYard now.
Yeah, I just found that.
I
got a dog.
Dude,
there you go. Oh, wait, there's a boo on here. A large boo. Okay. Let's try the boo.
That's funny.
Holy shit, there's all kinds of stuff on here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we need this one. That's actually really good.
Dude, they sound good.
Oh, of course. Whoa, that's just one shot. Jeez. What kind of gun do you think that is?
It's like a rifle.
Yeah, sounds a little weird. Hockey. Oh, here's the okay. What's the difference between a feminist and a hockey player? A hockey player will shower after 3 periods. That is disgusting.
Gross.
Oof. Oof.
Gross, you dirty bitches.
Oh. My husband likes me to wear tight tops and have short hair. I'm not doing either one of those. Yeah, don't do the short hair. Don't do the short hair.
Yeah, don't do the short hair. But at home, yeah, if you want you to, put on a little something that tickles his fancy, go ahead and tickle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Go ahead. That's cool.
What are these sound effects that I found?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. So going into 2026, what are your new horizons? What are your new goals? I know you don't have any New Year's resolutions.
I mean, I don't have any resolutions, but
think about where you were last December 2024. You were here with me on the air. You're probably goofing off on something. And now where you are a year later. My life is way better. I thank goodness. When I look at where I was a year ago, things were good, but wow, they're way better now. Things I think are better for you from everything I know. But where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be next December when we're celebrating the 5th anniversary of the show?
I want to be doing even better. I want to have taken my family on a vacation. I want to go to an event that's been going on for the last few years that I haven't gone to. I want to go to Comic-Con this year.
Yes.
I Yeah, there's a few things, and I think it's doable. I think some things take a lot of time, but some things you could turn around pretty quick. So we'll
Right.
see. We'll see.
Right. Yeah. I think my goals coming up on January 20th, The Unstoppable Tyrus, Volume 1, 128 pages comes out. You guys, the crowdfund is in about 3-4 weeks. The book's done. I finally put it to bed. I sent it off to the printer. I've ordered some t-shirts. Have a big meeting with Tyrus on Thursday. We're gonna have a big meeting. It's gonna be really fun what we're up to here. You're going to love it. You're gonna absolutely love what we're doing. And I already wrote the sequel, but I'm gonna rewrite it. You know how writing is. You write a couple drafts. You got to tighten things up, or maybe you don't actually like this character that you thought you liked. You got to reduce them, increase them. Writing is just like polishing a gem. You know, you got a gem, pull it out of the earth. It's rough. It's got impurities. You cut, you polish, you cut, you polish, you cut, you polish. And so I'm going to rewrite Tyrus, the sequel again, probably start drawing that at the end of the month. The Dean Cain sequel, the Hong Kong Connection, that will crowdfund after the Tyrus crowdfund. The Tyrus crowdfund is January 20th. The Dean Cain one I'll do like 2.5 months after that. So like sometime early April. That book is almost done as well. And then we're going to have another Tyrus part 2, and then a Dean Cain part 3, at least do a trilogy of them. So those are really fun. And I have some other amazing like hero stuff coming that a great idea I have that I don't want to share anything about yet. But let's see. You're going to be on Tyrus' show to promote. All will be revealed, friend. All will be revealed. Tyrus and I have very, very big plans for this book. You know, we want to achieve the highest of highs. I'm already involved in the highest grossing independent comic crowdfund of all time. ISOM, number 1, $3.7 million. I'm already involved in one that did quite well. I would like to be involved. I would like to set a new record with the Tyrus book. That is what I would like to. I don't know if it'll happen. In life, the way I look at business, guys, like I have to be prepared to make this book and it make no money and fail. I have to prepare my mind for that. Like it's like going into a football game. You can lose. That's how it is. And you'll play again next week. So if I put something out and it doesn't do what I wanted to do, that's okay. We'll just do another one. We'll just do another. We just stick to things. That's it. That's how I got here. You just stick to it. That's all you do. You just, Jericho, everything you've tried in YouTube, has it all worked?
Nope, unfortunately.
And then when something failed, you just quit, right? You just start crying and you quit, right? That's why you're who you are.
Yeah, once I quit, then all the subscribers just appeared magically.
Right.
No, you got to keep at that bullshit. Just it's like BB's off of Battleship. Pew, pew. Keep moving until you reach your goal and get what you want.
Right. So those are my goals. I'll show you real quick. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but let me bust out the Tyrus. I'll show you the print file right here, just as a proof that it's done. You know what? I'll open it up. I'll open that print file. You can see this here. I'll show you just a little bit of it. Okay. Now, I sent it to you. Have you finished reading it yet?
Not yet. I shall. It's been a busy week, but I will.
Okay. The Unstoppable Tyrus, Volume 1. You Still Believe in Me. I love that name. And for those of you that don't know, that's a Beach Boys song. But it really is thematic with the story. You Still Believe in Me. This is a great story with a lot of heart, man. A lot of action. It is that 80s action movie action. But it's got a lot of heart, this thing. It really is. When Tyrus and I talked about the theme of this book, it was about a guy who had a lot of potential, but man, was he a fuck up. And he screws up everything and messes up everything. And he gets that call to be the hero. And when the shit goes down, is he going to be the guy? Is he finally going to do the right thing? Is he finally going to save the world, save himself, save the people he loves? Or is he just going to be an impulsive idiot yet again? That's the Unstoppable Tyrus. That's what it's about at its core, is being a man and figuring it out and stop doing stupid things. So I had so much fun working on this. I love the character that Tyrus and I created. It's based on him. But, I write the dialogue and I wrote the story and I really breathe life into him and give him a personality. And don't worry, that page that cuts off there, this is what the printer gets. When that publishes, this half will attach to this half in the book. So don't worry about that. But this is actually what a print file looks like. So, this is going to be freaking amazing. You're going to love this thing. The Unstoppable Tyrus. I'm not showing you the covers yet. Those will debut in a little while. But, yes, very, very excited. But see. Am I going to be on Tyra's show? Oh, I already answered that. Well, Tyra's we're going to do a lot of promotion. You won't not be able to hear about this book. Tyrus is in charge of promoting since he has a much larger platform than me. That's part of the business plan, right? Because what's the point of making a great adventure, a great movie, a great comic, a great song, a great anything if nobody cares about it? And while I appreciate all my followers, I have 9,000, right? I have 9,000 on YouTube. I have 3,000 on Twitter. He has millions and millions of followers. So, we agreed, and from the start, we agreed. Yeah, Iris, you promote this thing. I'll promote with you, but you're the guy that has the platform. You can tell everyone about our exciting new adventure, and I have the pedigree as a great combo creator, an award-winning creator. So there you go. There you go. You got a quality product, and you got a way to promote it. So God willing, I hope it does very well. I started drawing it a week before Christmas last year. That's how long I've been working on that. And I've worked on other projects in the interim. Of course, I worked on Empyrean. I worked on a project I can't tell you guys about. I do a bunch of stuff for a publisher that come out next July. And I wrote the Cain sequel. I wrote the Cain sequel. It's a lot of work. I really do wish I didn't have to do any of the advertising or social media stuff because I just like the writing in the tone. That's all I really want to do. Just spend my time writing. But you want to be the boss. I wanted to have a company, so I got to do all the business type stuff.
You get to wear all the hats.
Yeah, I got to wear all the hats. But nah, it's awesome, man. So let's see. Matthew loves the Beach Boys. Don't know who Matthew is. Who are we talking about? Matthew Marsden, my good friend.
Matthew on Tuesday.
She says she's getting her cat fixed for her New Year's resolution. She's 6 months old.
Get your cat fixed.
I don't know this.
I pledge to make my cat not be able to have babies.
I am in the minority. I know I'm in the minority, and I know everyone disagrees with me. I don't give a shit. That's the kind of person I am. I don't believe in spaying and neutering your animals. It's unhealthy. The creature was not designed that way.
Dude.
It's very important for your hormones and your endocrine system to have your balls. It's very important for your health to have it.
Have your sack.
So I don't ever spay or neuter my animals. And guess what? They've never gotten out of my yard and gotten some other animal pregnant. So there you go. I don't do it. I don't believe in it. Everyone disagrees with me. Save it. I don't care. I don't believe in doing it. I think it's wrong. So there you go. Trust me, you do not want a cat. Well, trust me, I don't want a cat. I hate cats. I hate cats. Here's how much I hate cats. I hate cats more than I hate seafood. You know how I feel about seafood.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Jericho, I thought of this. My wife was disgusted when I told her this. Would you want to see me do YouTube videos where I eat seafood? And I call the channel Gabe Hates Seafood. And it grosses me out, seafood. But I go and I do oyster shooters, and I'm eating uni, and I'm eating all the disgusting stuff that makes me want to retch. But I do it for the laughs on camera. Is that a good idea, or is that a horrible idea? I think it's one of those good bad ideas.
I don't know if I want to see you throwing up food, but
we blur it out. We put the blur over it, so.
I don't know.
Half that food looks like throw up to me anyway. All that stuff. Oh, it's squid assholes. Oh, yum.
I don't think anyone's eating squid assholes, but okay.
That'd be tiny. I feel like you could eat a lot of squid assholes. It's like that time I ate
duck. You could load up on those. A couple handfuls of squid assholes.
I remember I ordered a duck tongue taco at a restaurant in Las Vegas out of pure curiosity. It takes a lot of tongues to fill a taco.
Oh, you thought it was going to be all ground up or something?
No, I thought they'd be the little tongues like fried up, and they were. And it was. How do you think it was? You tell me how you think it. I'll tell you how it was.
Bunch of little tongues.
But how do you think it was? Good, bad, just weird? Like, what do you think?
Probably a little weird, but probably.
It was disgusting, dude. Like you're like French kissing 100 little ducks. Like, you feel these little tongues in the taco. So gross. I have no idea why I ordered that.
And you have to make that sound when you eat it too, or they charge you. If you make that sound, it's free.
Yeah. I don't know. It was nasty. I'm trying to think of the worst thing I've eaten at a restaurant. The worst thing I've had.
I went to a Lions. I don't know if that's outside of the state, but it's a chain called Lions. Like, sit down fucking restaurant, regular shit. and that was the worst. That food was disgusting.
Was it just like a diner, like a crappy diner, or what was it?
Yeah, a crappy diner, the old fucking outdated decorations and decor, and it
Did they
was
have that
fucking
1990s throw up Pepto Bismol pink and Hunter green?
yeah, like that
I
was some
knew it.
beige in there. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the floral, and yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was all bad. Disgusting, bad service.
Well,
You
what
can't
did you
have
order?
both. It was like, burger and fucking onion rings. It was
Isn't
easy.
that amazing that they could fuck that up? How do you
And
fuck up a burger and onion rings?
bruh, it was fucking terrible. And the service was bad. You can't have both. That's like you can't be an ugly, if you're a female, you can't be ugly and a bitch.
Right.
Right?
Pick one.
You got to be one or the other. So you can't have bad food and bad service.
Yeah.
But they did. Somehow they found a way to have both, and they nailed it. They nailed the bad service and the bad food perfectly.
I went to a Perkins in Greeley, Colorado. Perkins is like if Denny's was worse, and Denny's is awful.
Denny's can't get worse.
I used to stick up for Denny's. Like, oh, you get eggs and bacon and a pancake for like $7 or what. They charge like $15, $16 now for their slop.
Yeah, it's a no.
Anyway,
that's a no.
I went to Perkins, brutal, just horrible food. Horrible food. It was just like, what do we do? And again, it's like a burger, and they screw that up somehow. But when I was a little boy, I was in Denver with my mom. I don't know what she was doing that. I was 4 or 5 years old, and we went into I think it was a Church's Chicken.
Yeah.
And my mom went up to the counter to order the chicken, and she got so grossed out, and we turned around and left before she could even really talk. You know what it was?
Mom, with a roach?
Do you know what she saw?
A roach or
I
a rat?
feel bad about this because she wasn't mean about it, but it grossed her out. Like the 2 kids behind the cash register had like insane acne.
Oh yeah, no, that'll do it.
Just like brutal acne, and my mom's just like, "Let's go."
One of their pimples probably popped in the food.
Yeah. Oh, I think I've told you this one, but I love this story. It's such an early memory for me. I may have been 4. I might have been like 3.5. We went to McDonald's and had breakfast. And McDonald's breakfast was new in the 80s, right? I think McDonald's breakfast, it was like a brand new thing. All those sausage McMuffins, all those things. Let's see. Character table. I hope I can find it. I think it was the bird or Ronald himself. McDonald character table. Let's see. There was a statue of Ronald McDonald, and he was standing up, and at his waist was like a table. Right, so you're looking right at his pockets, right at his crotch, and there was like a green table, and he's standing there, kids. And we get the muffin, the hash brown or whatever, a little orange juices. I'm 4, maybe, and my brother's a year older. He's 5, and we go over to Ronald's table, and we go to sit down to eat. My mom's still at the counter getting her food and fixing her coffee or whatever. Jericho, my brother takes his tray of food, looks at me and smiles and goes like this and throws it on Ronald.
What the fuck?
So I'm like, okay. And I just threw mine off.
Well, we're gonna.
My mom looks at us like, "What are you doing?" And just grabs us and drags us out, and we both got a spanking in the car and went home without any breakfast.
Oh yeah, you're getting hooked up. You're getting customer service immediately.
So,
immediately for that. I'd be so fucking mad.
Yeah. So that was that was some. I to this day I wonder why my brother did that.
Some things you can't explain, man. It's like I don't know why I just did that shit, but I did it.
Hold on,
and I'm about to pay.
I'm gonna find this thing. Ronald McDonald statue table. Come on, it has to exist. Hold on, I gotta find it because it was a table, and you would eat like right at his.
Right by his sack.
Right. Okay. Here's something similar.
His crotch.
Now this is the talking tree. I don't even know the tree's name. Open image and new tab. This is how it was, but imagine it's not a tree. It's the see that tree right there above that girl's head?
Yeah.
Imagine that's Ronald McDonald standing there. So we're like a half moon, and we sit those little kid chairs, and my brother just dumps OJ, a sausage biscuit, and hash browns all over Ronald McDonald's crotch. So I just look at him and go, okay, and I just throw mine.
Oh no, you're both getting fucking.
Oh, we got it. We got it. We deserved it.
You both getting hooked up.
You know,
special too.
My grandfather, World War II veteran, Tim Duran, one of the people I love the most. He was so good to me. He raised me. You know, my parents were not around much, and my parents got divorced, and I was a very lonely, neglected child. But my grandparents, my mom's parents, they raised me. They were very good to me. They raised me a lot when I was little. But I did get a spanking from my grandpa Tim once, and I deserved every bit of it.
You earned it.
I earned it. It was the only time he ever got mad at me in my entire life. Again, probably 4 years old with my brother Abe. Same age. Maybe this is the next day after we assaulted Ronald McDonald with food.
You guys had a hell of a week.
My mother had a Corvette, a Stingray T-top, Dr. Pepper red. And my grandpa was taking it to the gas station to fill it up like 3 blocks from the house. My grandfather was born in 1918. He got a job in the 3rd grade, dropped out of school. Great Depression, World War II. He was a cowboy. He was a rancher. He was a tortilla factory. He was beat up. He had like huge arthritic hands. He had a titanium rod like for a femur. He waddled like from his 60s until he died at age 78. He lived a hard physical life. Most wonderful, joyous man, but he was in pain just walking. You know, his hands were like catcher's mitts from all the work and the arthritis or whatever I think he must have had or something. So that's the context here, that it hurt him like just to fucking walk, but he would do it anyway. We drove to the gas station like 2-3 blocks away. He was going to buy us some candy and then like fill up my mom's tank and then send us on our way. He goes into the gas station to pay for the gas. In the old days, when Americans could trust each other, you could pump your gas and then pay. So we're sitting in the back of the Corvette, freshly having assaulted Ronald McDonald with orange juice and sausage products. And then my brother turns to me. My grandpa goes in the gas station. Now, grandpa's name was Pampy. You know, you got Nono and Nona and Bebo, and you get your nickname. In my family, my grandfather was Pampy. Okay, that's what we called him, the grandkids. And he goes in to the gas station to pay. My brother Abe, 5 years old. I'm 4 years old. He turns to me and goes, "It's not Pampy. It's a robot. He's trying to get us." Now, you have to understand, I am Star Wars obsessed from age 3 until 12 when Ninja Turtles took over. And I freak out. Abe's right. That is not Pampy. That is a killer robot that Darth Vader probably sent to get us.
He's right again.
What do we do? You know what, Abe? Let's take the keys and run home. It's only 2 blocks. We take the keys and we run. And Grandpa didn't see us run. Now, you're a parent, Jericho. You ever lost your kids at the store for just 30 seconds?
Ooh, yeah, for a split second. It's
and
no
you know
good.
how that feels.
Yeah, I do.
You falsely imagine they're kidnapped and they're dead. They've been eaten, sacrificed to some unholy god. That's the imagination. It's not true. It's never going to come true, but that's how it feels for about 10 seconds. They're gone, and you feel like the worst person on earth.
Yep.
So I can only imagine. I can only imagine how my grandfather felt. He comes back to the car. The 2 kids are gone. So they've been kidnapped and eaten, surely, is what he thinks. There's no cell phones. There's no nothing. We run home with the keys because my brother had the wherewithal to say, we can't just run from the evil robot Pampy. We must take the keys so he cannot chase us.
Oh, my God.
So we run home the 2-3 blocks, a 4 and a 5-year-old through the city by cars and all that. And then by the time we get home, we're no longer afraid, and we've kind of forgotten what we're doing. We're just playing in the front yard, jumping around, doing this, that, the other. About 5 or 10 minutes of playing in the front yard, my grandma comes out of the house and says, "The grandpa just called. What are you guys doing here? Where is he?" Like, "Oh, she's relieved. They're here." He must have gone back in the gas station and said, "I don't know where the kids are. You know, we got to look for them, or we got to call the police or something. And then my grandma looks out the window like, "Oh, they're playing in the front yard." So then, just about the time that they must have not had that conversation because the person that found us in the front yard was my grandfather. That's right. I don't remember. I'm 4 years old. I don't clearly remember. Either way, he comes walking down the street. So he walked home to get the keys from us to go back and get the Corvette. He comes walking, and my grandfather wore cowboy boots. He kicked me in the butt, Jericho, and it hurt. It hurt.
Dude, I would have kicked you in your ass too, man.
And I deserved it. I deserved that. And it turns out Darth Vader did not send him to kill us, and he was not a robot, which shocked me because I was certain that he was a killer robot.
You mean he wasn't a killer robot?
No, it turns out
Son of a bitch.
Turns out it was a flesh and blood grandfather after all.
Dude.
So, yeah.
You guys definitely, that was all he, see, your grandpa thought about beating your ass, but like the only thing he could do is just kick you. He wanted to kill you. He wanted to kill you.
But now that I'm older and I'm a parent, grandparent myself, I realize what he was really upset about. It wasn't the keys, and it wasn't him having to walk, and it wasn't the car. It wasn't. It was he thought we were dead and kidnapped.
It was you being dead. That was the problem.
That we scared the shit out of him is why he was so upset at us.
You little fucker.
Big Baby did that the other day. It was like Christmas time, cooking, like people were around the house doing stuff, and it got quiet. And she usually plays around the living room or something like that. We don't let her in the backyard playground unless someone's out there. We don't want her to get hurt on the big swing set that I got her. And got real quiet. I got up. I go to my son. I'm like, "Hey, you see Ivy?"
Trouble.
I don't know. He runs out of his. We can't find her anywhere. I have 2 couches in my living room. If you remember, they make like an L, and there's a space behind them that you could go in with a little lamp table and a bookshelf. She crawled down there and hid on purpose and couldn't find her for a while. And you know how those first few seconds feel when you can't find the kids.
Well, yeah.
But I didn't yell at her because she only turned 3 like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, can't do that. Can't hide like that. You can't go in there." And she thought it was so funny. She's like, "I hide from you." So, you know.
No.
I did not kick her in the butt with a cowboy boot. I did not do that.
She wasn't old enough for that.
Your kids ever hide from you?
Not like that, fortunately, but I definitely were somewhere crowded and, you lose them for a second like that, some shit like that. Yeah, that's happened before. And you're like, and it only takes the blink of an eye for the worst thing in the world to go through your mind.
Right.
But yeah, fortunately, it was just those few seconds. But I was like, "Ooh, you little shit, stay right here."
And when they're little and you take them to kid places, you got to be careful. Now, I don't want to black pill anyone or scare anyone, but you do hear on the news. If you go research it, you'll hear on the news, Disney World, Orlando. You'll hear over and over and over. They keep busting. You got to be careful because it's YouTube. Rings of people that are not great to kids. They keep busting them at Disney World. And I want you in the area, not at the park itself. But I want you to do the math there in your head of why those people might be hanging around an area like that.
Well,
so yeah,
crocodiles hang around the watering hole, don't they?
Right. The Whore of 18662. Happy New Year, Gabe and Jericho. May the new year bring you happiness and success and peace. Jay, hope you dudes keep doing this. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. It's no longer a strict rule that we're gonna do a movie every week because that just got to be a lot, and I need a break from it. I do love it. I do think it's fun, but I just needed a break, guys. We'll do a movie whenever we feel like it. I'm the boss. The show's not going to boss me around.
Do what I want.
I'm excited for New Year's. What are your New Year's evening plans? I told you I don't really ever know what to watch or do. I don't like those Rockin' Eves and all that, but we're going to cook. I'm going to make pizza.
New Year's Rockin' Eve.
New Year's Rockin' Eve on 105.3 The Meat.
We're going to do, we're doing a fish fry. Going to fry some cod.
Okay.
Probably some taters, and then on at 9 o'clock, aka East Coast midnight, we're going to crack open some Martinelli's and get crazy.
All right,
get crazy. I might have two glasses of Martinelli's if I feel like it.
All right.
I'm not driving, right?
Right.
And the kids will get them like a champagne glass, so they feel all grown up. It's cool. My mom used to do that.
It's weird. You turn about 17 or 18 years old and the years start going faster and faster. And they don't slow down. They just get faster and faster. I can't.
Yep.
The blur from the COVID lockdown of 2020 to now, that's going to be 6 years ago, basically.
Wow.
Right. Because it was the beginning of 2020, and we're going to go into 26 here. It seems like time is so compressed. It seems like the Trump era is a new thing. It's like, dude, it's well over a decade old. It's I don't know. Obama. I mean, weirdly to me, Clinton seems like a recent president, and he's not. That was 37 or 33 years ago or something like that. But I don't know. It's the 90s seem like a recent time. It's like, no, my 30th my 30th high school reunion is coming this summer. Would you go to that? I don't think I want to go to mine. I don't care. I wasn't really friends with anyone in high school except my one friend Merlin, who we've been friends since 4th grade. We're still best friends. But I wasn't a person that had many friends at all. I was very much a loner. I was on the football team and all that, but I wasn't that guy. I love football, but I'd go to school and I'd go home. I didn't hang out. I never went to a party once in high school, not one time. So I wasn't friends with anyone in high school, really, just my one friend from childhood. And I have no interest in the high school reunion. What about you?
I'm quite the opposite. I was class clown. I was popular, hung out with everybody. There are some people I'd like to see, I haven't seen in a while. There's a handful of people that would be really cool to see. But if I were to find out, oh man, you missed your 30th high school reunion last weekend. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh shit. But if I were able to go, I had the time and all that kind of shit, the planets align, it'd be cool to see some people. But if it didn't happen, oh well. Because the funny thing, I hope it was like this for everybody, but it was definitely like this for me, that literally the day after high school, none of it matters. The clothes, who you hang out with, all that bullshit, none of it fucking matters. It's just like someone snapped their fingers and all that stuff just didn't fucking matter. And I wish that I had that realization, that epiphany, if you will, years earlier, like the day before my first day of high school, to realize that
I was one of those
people, shit,
It never mattered to me. I was one of those people that couldn't stand being there. I couldn't stand school. I couldn't wait for it to be over. I think I missed a minimum of like 30 days my senior year. I couldn't be bothered to like go to school. I just hated school. I didn't talk to anyone. I just liked to draw and lift weights and play football. That was it. Very much a solitary person, which is weird because I'm not shy at all. I have zero stage fright. I'm not a shy person. I just I don't know, the parties and all that. I didn't care. I felt like when I was in high school, like I was watching other people go to high school. I did feel like an outsider, but doesn't everyone feel like an outsider when they're a teenager? Doesn't everyone feel that way? I don't know. So,
yeah, I just wish that kind of shit wasn't important to me, like cool clothes and all that kind of bullshit. I just wish that stuff didn't matter, because when you're an adult, dude, no stranger's gonna come up to you and be like, oh, Gabe, wearing those shoes, you weren't at the party, man. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. So I wish, and I'm going to try. I've been trying to impart that on my daughter, because she's going into high school next year. My son's still, he's a 4th grader, so maybe he's not as close to that, but I really want her to, and him too. If he does something or he wants to get something, shoes or clothes or toy or anything like that, I want him to do it because he thinks it's cool, not because, oh, so-and-so's doing it. All these kids, fuck that. If you happen to want to get something that a bunch of kids have, get it because you think it's cool. You want it. You like it. You want to have it. That's totally fine, but don't be following other kids around. Well, he got this, and all right, like one kid dyed his hair blonde. Oh, Dad, I want to dye my hair blonde. I was like, no, wait, I'm dyeing your hair.
I dyed my hair blonde. I dyed my hair blonde my senior year.
Yeah, in high school.
Right.
He's 9. I'm not dyeing your fucking hair. No. And I said, but if you like that, make sure you like it because you like it, not because you saw a little fucking so-and-so. Yeah. And I know he's young. He's really little, so hopefully he can understand that.
Right. Horror One wants to know, what position did you play in football? I was a defensive lineman. I love playing defensive end. I'm big, but I'm very tall and long. So I'm 6'4", but I have very long genetics. So like your wingspan is supposed to be your height, right? That's typical proportions for most human beings. So if I'm 6'4", then my arms are 6'4". Not true for me. My arms are 6'11". So I have super long arms. I'm tall and long like that. I'm long and I'm strong and I'm down to get the friction
on. So ladies.
And, so that's great for a defensive end. And ladies, if you want to ride that Mercedes,
turn
around, stick it out. Why do you say
boys
even white boys got to shout? They weren't going to shout anyways. What do you mean even white boys got to shout? Of course they would.
White boys like a sizable runt too.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't know how this
assuming.
rumor got started. They just like this pancake ass. I don't know.
I mean, you gotta. There's certain lines. There's certain baselines we have to draw,
Right.
and that's one of them.
Right.
You know, everybody has their type, but beautiful is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Did you ever do raise the when we make a good play in football? Raise the, you know, me and my friends got into sophomore year was the Eric Bieniemy. You ever got this one, Jericho? Remember Eric Bieniemy would make a play and he'd be like this. He was on the Chargers.
Was he in a fraternity or something, or those?
I don't know. He was a CU Buffalo in college. He did really well in the Buffs, and then he was on the Chargers and a few other teams. But I remember he would score a touchdown or whatever, and he'd do these weird like horn antler. I don't know what he was doing.
No, because usually those guys are in a fraternity and they go like this, and that's their fraternity.
Oh, okay.
Their fraternity sign. So I think that's probably what he was doing.
I did college.
Q dogs or some shit.
I don't know. I did high school like a kind of like a loner guy like that, and I did college the same way. I was married and had 2 kids and had 3 jobs when I was in college. So I would go to class and go home. I did not do the college experience, even though I went to a real university, Northern Colorado, and I got a real degree. I got a bachelor's in visual arts with an emphasis in graphic design. That's what my actual degree is from the School of Visual Arts at the University of Northern Colorado. So, geez, and I've been out of college for 22 years. My goodness. I didn't go to college right out of high school. I started college when I was 21 or 22. I just tried to become a comic book artist right out of high school, so I didn't go to school. And it didn't really work. I got a few little art jobs here and there. And I don't think I needed to go to college. I think I just needed more practice and more time drawing. And then eventually I got hired in comics. And I think that would have happened either way if I went to college or not. Like drawing is drawing, right? So I don't know. So you ever see that video of Nehemiah Grove, dude carrying torches and wearing robe and looking at some Bohemian Grove, torches and wearing robe and looking at some owl figure? Yeah, everyone's seen that. That's weird shit. Who knows what that is? Who knows if that's real? It's a psyop. It's propaganda. I don't know. So there we are. So let me ask you. We're gonna wind down here. We're doing 2 hours. We got about 8 minutes left. 2025. Do you remember much about it? I know time flies by like a blur, but like any notable things? I mean, you lost a lot of weight this year. That's fantastic. I love that for you.
It's controlled meth use. I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But, 2025. Jeez Louise. What the fuck did happen? We lost a lot of celebrities in 2025. That's always sad.
One of my favorite celebrities, the great Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, who I always mention.
What the fuck else happened this year?
Let's ask AI. Top 10 news stories. You know what's weird about AI? It's so new, right? And I can't remember life before it, really.
AI.
It's like the cell phone and mobile internet and social media. Most of our lives, we didn't have that, but you can't remember life without it, right?
That's AI in Mexico. AI.
AI. Okay, come on, AI. Tell me. I'm being impatient with AI. It's like when you stand in front of the microwave and you're like getting impatient because there's 12 seconds left on your
AI. You took more than 4 seconds.
Come on, AI. You've taken 33 seconds to sum up 2025 for me, you fucking slouch.
Entire year, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Get it together, dude. I don't know about this shit.
Instead of me doing any show prep or research myself, I want an answer now.
Don't care how I want it now.
Is that Veruca Salt or who is that?
That's right, a little bitch. Daddy. I
want a golden goose now, Daddy.
Hold on, Veruca. I told you, Daddy. I'll get it for you, Veruca. Come on, Wonka. How much for the goose? Oh, little shit. And
why
is it went
only...
to bad egg? So burn. It's a bad egg. Oh, I love it.
Why do they make the other Willy Wonka movies? The first one is insane. It's so good.
Yes.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. He's all, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Read the fine print, stupid. And he goes, what did he tell him? Oh, my favorite kid was Augustus, a little fat German kid. Augustus, and they stuck the microphone in his face, his dad's face, and his dad just bit the head off the microphone and fucking ate it. That was so funny. Augustus, and he fell in the chocolate. Dude, you know how cool that shit was. Augustus Gloop. You know how cool that shit was as a kid to watch Willy Wonka, and when they go into the factory, how everything was edible. Like he took the flour off of the leaf and he drank the tea out of it and ate the cup. That concept is so cool, like everything being edible. I just fucking love that as a kid. How cool. Yeah, the first one was good.
I only like the original. The other Willy Wonkas can go to hell. I don't like it. Yeah. Okay, here's your, according to Grok, your top 10 news stories of 2025. Donald Trump's second inauguration and early policies. Remember Doge? Remember we thought that anyone was going to get in trouble or go to prison and stop all the fraud with Doge? Wah, wah. That didn't happen.
Nothing happened.
The U.S. tariffs and global trade war. So far, Trump has been right about the tariff stuff. I didn't know if he was right or wrong.
That's how we used to get our fucking money. What happened? Why you want to take it from us instead of the rest of the world?
Yeah. Fragile ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. That okay.
Hey, Middle East, fuck you guys. I'm so sick of your wars. Let them fight and kill each other. Stop that shit.
You gotta be like who's that Japanese actor in the Godzilla movie? Let them fight.
Yeah, dude, let them give a fuck.
I remember seeing that Lebanon got bombed on the news when I was 4 or 5 years old, and I ran into the room and I said, "Dad, they bombed your country." He said, "No, I'm from Libya, not Lebanon." I was like, "Oh."
Right, I'll be back. They'll probably get bombed pretty soon too.
Last year started off with the devastating wildfires here in California.
Was that last year?
Yet they have not issued a single permit for the Palisade.
Gabe, no, that's not true. Because Karen Bass got up there and said that they were going to fast track everything and they were going to cut through the red tape and get that shit done. So you're lying because she wouldn't lie to us.
Well, she definitely wouldn't lie to us. That's for sure.
No way.
Let's see. The boom in AI. We all know that. The Charlie Kirk thing. They're talking about shootings and domestic tragedies.
Oh, God. Terrible.
New Orleans terror attack. 15 people killed on New Year's Day. I don't even remember.
Remember the guy drove his fucking truck down the street?
Right.
Damn.
And then culture entertainment highlights. Taylor Swift's engagement to Travis Kelce, Beyonce's Grammy win. Oh, get out of here.
Gives a fuck.
Dodgers World Series, and the deaths of Jane Goodall, Robert Redford, but most importantly, Brian Wilson of the greatest band in the history of the world, the American Mozart, Brian Wilson himself from the Beach Boys, passed away. And of course, the Hulkster died on my birthday, July 24th. I remember getting in my truck, getting ready to drive down to the convention center for the San Diego Comic-Con, which you better come to this year. And I heard the Hulkster died, and that was no bueno. Very sad.
Oh, sad.
So yeah. All right. Well, we got one last thing. We got to bring in a guest. It wouldn't be double impact if we didn't end the year this way. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to find it here. Where is my hello? Media assets. Here it is. Okay. We do have one guest that didn't want to come in. Guys, he is an advocate for the Somali daycare, and he just wanted to let us know that it may look bad, but it isn't the fraud you think it is. Barney the dinosaur is here. He's a big advocate for Somali daycare. How you doing, Barn?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Maybe not. I'm doing good, better than ever. So you're on parole. You're in the halfway house now. Or are you back at home?
I'm kind of halfway in the halfway house.
Okay, halfway in the halfway house. So your resolution for 2026 is to get all the way out of the halfway house and to stay off that powdered sugar, right? You're going to stay off this time?
Well, that's what all my loved ones and my parole officer, that's what they want for me in the coming year, but we'll see what we'll see.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you the last minute of the show here. You said that the Somalian stuff isn't as bad as it looks. And you said you had a lot of insider knowledge. I want you to explain to me your justification for the luring center and how this is all a big misunderstanding.
Look here, people. Coke's not going to bring itself into this country. I got a lot of black market things going on, and those little African fuckers, they work hard for absolutely nothing. In the basement of all those leering centers and all those places where the government money's going, I have sweatshops. I have drug houses going on in there. You have to let me keep the Somalis.
Okay. Well, I see your point. I see how it would be your interest, but don't you think that hurts the greater good? That hurts the culture?
Yes, but look at my pockets and my bank account. They're all doing so well.
Okay. But aren't you afraid that if this stuff does go on and it's kind of self-perpetuated, that you're going to be lured back into that fast life and you might find yourself inside of a cell again?
Hey, listen up, all you fuckers listening to my voice. Barney's not afraid of anything. And remember, like the guy said in that one movie, The Watchmen, I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me.
All right, Barney. Well, Happy New Year. Have a safe New Year's Eve. I don't want to hear your name on the news on January 1st. I want you to have a good time. And, you're really important to us. So just please think before you do things, okay?
Gabe, you know you're going to hear my name on the news. You should see all the whores and guns I have behind me. Bye-bye.
All right. Adios. There he goes, everyone. Barney the dinosaur. Guys.
I'll tell you what, man. Consistency. That's one thing you can say about old Barn. He doesn't seem, and I think he hears the pleas for him to change and for him to stay safe and to stay off the drugs. But you almost have to respect the fact that he has no signs of slowing down, and he's aware of it. He knows it.
You can set your watch to it, man. You can set your watch. He is he's about as reliable as they come,
But he's like the crazy friend that you have. Like everybody else might be afraid of him, but he's your homie. Like that's your boy.
Yeah.
Like Barney's wild. Somebody's going to get cut. Something's going to happen.
He does a lot of questionable stuff, but he's so charismatic. I can't stay mad at him.
You can't.
You
come in there, all your Pyrex dishes are dirty because he's been cooking up crack.
Right.
And he just so what do you want me to do?
He didn't run over those people at the bus stop on purpose, dude. Come on. That dog ran
at him.
Road. He was trying to steer out of the way of that dog. It was an accident.
It's funny, no matter what he does, no matter how tragic, how many bodies are strewn about, he just sings the I Love You song, and everybody's like, oh, Barn. And then you run up, and he's so big that you look little, and you just hug his belly, and he hugs you with his little arms. You're like, get out of here. I'll clean this up. Get out of here.
Buried in that dinosaur belly of his. Guys, it's a new year. It's a new Double Impact. We're just having fun here. We love you so much. We appreciate you. I've been doing streams for you guys, I think for 4 years now. I think Jericho's probably been here for about 3 with me or 3.5 or whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe it's 4. I don't know. I have to go back and check. But it's been a great time. And we're going to keep going. We're going to try We're going to do this new format. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, I'm finally going to let the East Coast people watch it at a reasonable hour. Fine. Fine. Okay. I've been doing it at 7 Pacific so I could do more stuff. But we're going to try it a little earlier. Tell your friends, hit the like, hit the share. Go to bigmancomics.com. The Unstoppable Tyrus is done. It's coming, guys. We're going to launch that crowdfund on the 20th. You're going to love it. We're going to have a great year this year on this channel. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll dip back into movies once in a while. There's no rule that says we can't. Jericho, is there anything you need to promote before we get the heck out of
here? New merch. Tons of new merch. And you have until January 1st. I mean, this is going to live forever. But now.
Say it like you're a terrorist giving demands. You have until January 1st.
you have until January 1st to get 40% off all green gear. Do it now.
All right. Let's see the chat here. George Floyd subscribe. Oh, boy. Can you have more special guests? Oh, yeah. We'll have more special guests. One that in 2020, I'll leave you in 25 with this note because I never addressed it because it's not my business because I'm not family or friends. I guess I have 1 degree of separation, though, from Hulk Hogan himself, who was a hero of mine in the 80s. We had a lot of fun with him on this channel, but it was all out of love. If you were not a child of the 80s, you don't know what Hulk Hogan meant to us. He was up there. Mom, apple pie, baseball, Hulk Hogan. It was G.I. Joe trend. He was part of the zeitgeist. And when he died in the summer, it was sad. And I talked to Jericho off the air, like, can't have him on the show anymore. It's like, what do we get? Like, the guy died. Like, we can't do that anymore. So, and then someone in the chat said, have his ghost as a character. I'm like, I don't know. I would only have someone's ghost if they were like a historical figure, like Abraham Lincoln or something like that. So to me, that wouldn't be funny to have his ghost on here. So that's why you never saw him again. But we do love the Hulkster, and we do love Pastamania. We do.
But I mean, enough time always passes. Like you said, if we did an Abraham Lincoln ghost,
Yeah,
nobody would care. But 6 months, after that, and whatever. When did he die? 1864.
right.
I'm sure in 1864 it probably was in bad taste to do Abraham Lincoln jokes. But hey, maybe another 200 years go by and we can do Hulk Hogan jokes again.
There is an Abraham Lincoln joke I love. It's like, well, other than that, how did you like to play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Yeah. Other than that one part.
Yeah,
it was just
that
one
wouldn't have been funny 6 months later.
No.
Yeah.
Like I think you're being a little picky. It was just one part of the show, lady. How was the rest of it?
All right, guys. But yeah, I want to get into a lot of the improv comedy, and I want to play with the audience, ask you guys questions, more poll of polls. But maybe you guys could feed us some improv. I had fun that one night we made up a movie. I thought that was fantastic. The time we made up that stupid Lost Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So we'll think of stuff. We'll keep you entertained. Please have a safe and happy New Year celebration. Have a wonderful 2026. Guys, glass half full. It's a lot of ugly, bad shit going on in the world, but think of all the miracles you have. You guys are a miracle to me. I will talk to you later.